What's going on, guys? So I know Twin Galaxies dropped a massive statement about the whole Billy Mitchell lawsuit, and a lot of people are scratching their heads wondering, so Billy Mitchell won, he got his scores reinstated. Even Keemstar posted this ridiculous tweet saying how Billy Mitchell won the lawsuit and he got his scores reinstated. Well, Keemstar, I hate to tell you this, buddy, but his scores didn't get reinstated. At least not in the way you think, because they're not on the current, live, active, modern version of the Twin Galaxies website, which is, I assume, what Billy Mitchell wanted all along, was his scores to be there right along with everybody else on the current list. Instead, Billy Mitchell's scores are on an archive. Essentially, as Carl Jobs said in his recent video about this, they're on an internet archive, if you will. Before I get into this, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to us here on the Domain Gaming, Pop Culture, and Entertainment, which is what we cover here on this channel. We cover a number of things. We also go to conventions. There's going to be a lot of conventions coming up that my wife and I are going to be attending. We look forward to seeing you there. And if you like that sort of thing, please be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube. We appreciate your support, and thank you for helping us hit 1,600 subscribers. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to read parts of this statement to you, and we're going to get into it, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why these scores are not reinstated like everybody thinks they are, in the way they think they are. So I'm going to read part of these statements to you one at a time, and I'm going to talk about them. So let's start off with the first few paragraphs of this statement. A statement from Twin Galaxies. Billy Mitchell's Donkey Kong score performances of 1,047,200, the King Kong score, 1,050,200, the Mortgage Broker score, and 1,062,800, the Boomer score, were originally accepted and posted as record performances by Twin Galaxies based upon either videotape submission, live referee verification, or a combination of videotape submission and live referee verification. On February 2nd, 2018, Twin Galaxies Adjudication began investigating a dispute claim filed by a community member asserting that these performances were not generated by unmodified original Donkey Kong hardware, arcade hardware, as required by the Leaderboard rules. So the next part of this statement is this one real long paragraph that talks about how they removed the scores and why they removed the scores because of thinking that it was unmodified arcade hardware at the time and things like that. Now, I'm going to read this next part, another part of this official statement from Twin Galaxies, because there's some very interesting information here that you don't want to miss out on. So let's go ahead and check this out. Recently, on behalf of Mr. Mitchell, Dr. Michael Zaida, an individual who holds a Bachelor of Arts in Computer and Information Science from University of California, San Diego, a Master's of Science in Computer and Information Science from the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, and a Doctorate of Science from the University of Washington School of Engineering, and who has been qualified as an expert by California and federal courts, concluded that the gameplay on the subject tapes could in fact depict play on original unmodified Donkey Kong arcade hardware if the hardware involved was malfunctioning, likely due to degradation of components. So in all of my dealings with this court case, which has been going on now for 4 years, I've never even heard of this Michael Zaida person before. And I think it's really interesting that I don't know who got this guy. Maybe it was Billy Mitchell. I'm not sure. I think it might have been. But I've never heard of this Dr. Zaida before. And they're claiming that because of his quote-unquote expert opinion, that it could in fact depict play on an original unmodified Donkey Kong hardware, likely due to degradation. Well, I guess that's what we're calling it, even though it's pretty clear that in all of the evidence that it was in fact played on MAME. It was played on MAME. It makes me often wonder maybe how much Billy might have paid this person to say that, because, you know, money can make anybody do just about anything. However, it's this last portion of this statement that's very, very important, and I'm going to show you why Billy Mitchell's scores did not get reinstated in the way you might think that they have been. So let me go ahead and read that next part of the statement now. In fair consideration of the expert opinion provided by Dr. Zaida on behalf of Mr. Mitchell, and consistent with Twin Galaxies' dedication to meticulous documentation and preservation of video game score history, Twin Galaxies shall heretofore reinstate all of Mr. Mitchell's scores as part of the official historical database on Twin Galaxies' website. So let's take a look at this part of the statement here. This is very important because notice how they did say they did reinstate Billy Mitchell's scores, all of them. However, they reinstated them as part of the official historical database on Twin Galaxies. Now, notice that it's underlined. Anything in red here is a link to click on. So I'm going to click on that link and show you in the video where that link takes you to. And I'll go over it as I have it up here on the screen. So let's take a look at where that link goes, shall we? All right, so upon clicking that link in the Twin Galaxies statement we just talked about, it's going to take you to this page. This is the original Twin Galaxies historical database. So it says here, this section of the Twin Galaxies website hosts a historical archive of the original score database, copied verbatim from the system obtained during Twin Galaxies acquisition in 2014. It serves as an unmodified legacy snapshot, preserving performances and achievements predating the current Twin Galaxies ownership by Jace Hall, and modern adjudication protocols. As a matter of archival integrity and providing continuous access to records under previous administrative standards, this database remains static and sealed. No new submissions or alterations can be made. Only original scores and titles retained as they existed upon ingestion in 2014. It stands as our commitment to custodianship of gaming's antiquity. And then it says there, submit or view scores on the live modern version, right, of the Twin Galaxies database here, and it gives you a link of where you can submit scores. So this is not the current modern record list. This is an archive. This is where Billy's scores are at now, and that's where they will be. So no, they did not get reinstated. All right, so having shown you that, where the link goes in that paragraph there, which is very important, that just goes to show you that they did not get put on the modern live records for the Donkey Kong arcade. So now you're wondering, are you sure maybe they did put them on the modern live version? Well, why don't we take a look together? I'll scroll through, and if we'll reference the old scores that I showed you guys earlier in that very first paragraph of the statement. This is very important, by the way. Let's see if we can find them in the live modern version of the of the thing here. Let's find out, okay? Let's look, shall we? All right, so we're on Twin Galaxies. This is the modern page, the current page for record holders and records for Donkey Kong Arcade. You can see that there. Let's scroll down to the bottom of this list here, and there's the points hammer allowed. You got the record holder right now, Robbie Lakeman. We're looking for the first one, which is 1,047,200. Oh, it would be right between Sean Boyd and Jeff Wolf, right? 37,554,000. What about the mortgage broker score, 1,050,200? No, that's not there because it would be right there too. What about the 1,062,800? Let's see. Let's scroll up here, and no, it's not there. It would be between 59 and 72,000. Well, there you have it. So that proves that Billy Mitchell's scores are not a part of the main current modern leaderboards, that if you and I were to want to put a record up or put a score up, that's where they would go right now. That just goes to show you that Billy's scores were only merely reinstated to the archive from back in 2014, the archive in which what was there before Jace Hall purchased Twin Galaxies. So they also added a response to the statement, and I'm going to show that to you now and kind of read that to you, and then I'll give my final thoughts on everything. So here it is. All right, so this is Twin Galaxies' comment under their own statement. It says, in case there is confusion, 1, is Billy still banned from Twin Galaxies competition? Yes. Are Billy's world records going back into the main leaderboards? No. Has the opinion of Twin Galaxies changed regarding Billy's Donkey Kong scores? No. All right, so I just showed you guys that it's very clear that Billy Mitchell's scores did not get reinstated to the current main modern leaderboard for Donkey Kong Arcade on Twin Galaxies, and that they are now just added to a historical archived version of Twin Galaxies from 2014 and back. Now, here's a few things, and I'm just going to give you some of my final thoughts on it. So, one, Billy Mitchell didn't get necessarily what he wanted, which was to have his scores be added to the current modern leaderboard. They're not there. I've proved that. I've shown you in this video that they're not there. The only other thing that I think about is, the confidentiality of the settlement. We don't know who actually made out with what here, and maybe we'll never know. We'll never know as far as, did Twin Galaxies have to pay Billy Mitchell X amount of dollars? I don't know. We'll never know that. Maybe we'll never know. I don't know. Maybe someday we'll find out. The only other thing I know is that Billy Mitchell didn't get what he had been clamoring for, which was to have his scores reinstated, because they're not on the current leaderboard. They're on a historical database. My only thoughts on this are, I know a lot of people were really wanting to see Billy Mitchell get some sort of justice here, as far as, lying about his scores being legitimate, because let's face it, they weren't legitimate. There's a whole YouTube channel, Carl Jobs, what he showed. Veritas did like some 4-hour video going very slow, showing side by side how what Billy Mitchell submitted was, how it loads in on MAME. So you can't deny that what Billy Mitchell submitted wasn't true. To say it was because of degradation, or even that the VHS wasn't clean, which I didn't show that part of the statement. You can go read the statement. I'll have a link below to the statement and everything, in the description there. But come on. Not only that, but I also didn't show that here. But in the statement, they deleted the entire discussion thread, showing that it was proven that Billy Mitchell's submissions were not used on original arcade hardware, which I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't like that they did that. It's kind of suspicious. I have to wonder if that was even part of the settlement, was to not have that discussion continue. So, I don't know. I will say this. Did Billy Mitchell win his lawsuit? I don't think he did. Because he didn't get the one thing that he had been fighting for, which was his scores to be reinstated, and they're not there. They're not a part of the official main leaderboard. I don't know. I'm assuming this is the only statement that Twin Galaxies is going to give. They did say that he's banned still, from further competition, that his scores will not be a part, and they did say that they did not change their stance on what's going on with Billy Mitchell and their feelings on him as a whole. So there's that. Are all the people that have been putting up things against Billy Mitchell going to get all of what they wanted? No. Do I still trust Billy Mitchell after all this? Absolutely not. You can go look at the Carl Jobs videos and of his deposition and things. You can see that he's lied about stuff, and he got caught in a lie about being on the board of the Video Game Hall of Fame and museum, what have you. I mean, come on. The guy is just not to be trusted. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments section below. I'm going to provide links to the statement for you to read yourself. I'll provide, you'll be able to find all those other links I showed you within that statement. I'll also provide a link to the leaderboards, the current ones, so you can see those all for yourself as well. But that way you can, if you want to try to find Billy Mitchell's score in there, you can go look. It's not there. I just showed you. But, some people don't believe it. They have to see for themselves. And I get that. So those links will be in the bottom. Anyway, just let me know how you feel about this. It's been 4 years now of covering this for a lot of people. Not me. I just kind of have taken more of a sit back and look approach. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen moving forward. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video, guys. And take it easy.